Bowflex, Barbie.
Yes.
This segment is called Pick Your Mouth. If you cannot answer a question or take too long to answer, you must take a shot. What's the most embarrassing thing that you've ever done to get someone's attention?
Most embarrassing thing I have ever done to get someone's attention. Maybe like dance. I don't know. Like, try to put on a performance in like a public space. I think that's kind of embarrassing, no? Kind of, no?
No.
Okay.
You can take a shot.
Take it. Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So go ahead.
Okay.
If you could swap lives with your husband for one day, what is the first thing that you're doing?
I am going out into the world with all of my audacity and confidence and like demanding all the things that he demands every day. I don't know. I just feel like men just have like this natural audacity and confidence that I would love to have for a day, and I would go request all the contracts and collect all the things that I want. Yeah. Especially like him. Yeah.
Have you ever hidden a purchase from your significant other?
Absolutely.
And what was it?
He may watch this, so I don't know.
Oh, you kind of
nothing crazy, clothing, shoes, that type of stuff.
Anything in particular?
Nothing recent, but usually it's like clothing, shoes.
What's the pettiest reason you've ever cut someone off?
The pettiest reason, if I cut somebody off, it has to be a real reason. I would say maybe in the past, just I don't like someone's like energy vibe around me, but I feel like that's not petty. I'd cut people off who owe me money, and like not big amounts of money, but it's the principle. Like, you could have a conversation, like be transparent. So I feel like that ain't petty, but for some people, it probably may be petty.
Have you ever pretended to be asleep to avoid adult time?
Absolutely.
Have you ever lied to a friend about how they look in an outfit?
Yes.
What was their outfit?
Why you had to go there? Primarily not. It's not always the outfit itself. Sometimes it's just like the look together. I'm not a big fan of I just feel like everyone can pull off like a baggy look. And so I feel like I have a friend that just didn't have, it wasn't even so much the look, it just wasn't for her. And so, yeah, it was like an oversized look, and I was just like, I didn't like it, but we was gonna be late. So I had to be like, yeah.
If you had an opportunity to have any procedure done to enhance any part of your body, what would it be?
I always toy around with getting my boobs done, but I feel like that would be like later in life if it was to be.
Okay. Have you ever bought lingerie or toys and never used them?
Lingerie, yes. Toys, no.
And
I don't know if I answered that right. I bought both, and I've not used the toys. That's the answer, yeah.
And why?
One specific toy was just not I'm not in that season of my life, so.
Would you give us a little taste on what that toy was?
It
sounds like you want to take a shot.
Yeah. Yeah, I can take a shot, okay. Ooh, yeah.
Have you ever turned down your significant other's advances with a fake excuse? And what was the excuse?
Only because I know he's gonna watch this. I can't, no. Okay.
Miss Barbie,
We out of shots.
you have survived. Pick your mouth.
Ooh, I like that last one.
Welcome to the big talks. Welcome to the big talks. Yeah. Welcome to the big talks. Welcome to the big talks. Yeah. Welcome to the big talks. Welcome to the big talks. Yeah. Welcome to the big talks. Welcome to the big talks. Yeah.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of your favorite podcast with your favorite four of these fine gals.
Ayo.
What y'all saying? This is
Period,
another
poo.
episode. We come to dive into the topics, give y'all the tea and all that good stuff. How y'all like that? Pick your move.
It was
It was a
rough.
little rough.
Very.
I think that was very calm.
Yeah.
Okay, we need a vote in the
I
comments.
think you are biased. The scale is skewed
I did
to what
say
is fair.
the disclaimer was it's calm to me.
It was
Yeah.
calm. It was one of the calmer ones.
That's one of the
for
comments.
Mandisa, Leah,
I
agree.
believe you because it got a little, for me, it got a little spicy towards the
mild.
end. That was
That was
mild.
Smiled. You know what? One time
I
she
appreciate
asked,
that then.
One time she asked a guest if she is, no, not she, if he was washing the crack of his eye, does he get in there or does he just let it drip through?
Or is he gentle?
Yeah.
Like, does he let it roll?
Why would
Or
you
does he
want to
go
know
in
that?
there? I need to know. How niggas?
That is a shot. Like, let me just take a shot because we're not discussing.
No. He
that area.
And
He said
that
he
was
just-
the
he said
most
he-
disturbing
he said he just
answer.
lets it
He said
run.
he just lets it run.
He don't get in there.
He's
No.
lying.
He's lying.
He's a liar.
But after that, he was like, because I don't like mine. And I'm like, how was that liking mine?
So
Like,
you want to
wash it?
dirty ass. Because
All his
you don't
underwear
like
staying
mine.
up. All his
Mine don't
underwear
like you.
staying
You
up.
have a dirty ass.
Like,
Oh my
so,
God.
like, those are the questions.
Well, I appreciate not getting
Right.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
that level
I
of.
really
she
thought
did
about
well.
I thought about you and I was like,
Just so you know.
Gonna be a bit
You're
more
trying to
demure.
scare me off.
A bit
Okay.
more mindful.
I really
Yes.
had one to ask you if you was going your lash when you doing stuff. And, I said, no, I don't think, I'll leave this.
I'm sure she would have
Wrong time,
taken a
wrong
shot.
forum.
But it would have been wonderful to see your face.
Oh, the facial
I'm sure.
expression, like,
You gotta save it to the end after the three, 4 shots.
I feel like she'd have closed her jacket and be like, excuse me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Demure.
Why I never?
very good job
Oh
of
my
being
God.
mindful,
Yes.
Mandisa.
I appreciate
It's the
that.
first time for everything in 2025.
Round of
He
applause.
is demure in 2025.
Right.
It's only January.
Yeah.
Let's see how the rest of the year
Let's
goes.
see.
And then we'll see.
So let's dive into these handles for those of you that may just be joining the family or for some reason don't follow us when we say to follow us. We're going to start with Lily.
All right. You can follow me, guys, on Instagram at It's Leah Anise. That's ANISE. And also on TikTok. And that's Lifestyles with Leah _.
Okay, and Mandy.
So we got Instagram, Mandisa Fiola. That's also connected to Threads. So it's the same thing. And then you got TikTok, Mandisa Fiola. And then you got Facebook, Mandisa Smith. You think I should let them know the last one? Yeah. And then you got LinkedIn, Mandisa Smith. And I'm gonna say all of them.
5.
Certainly
Just
no.
pick your favorite
There's
two.
nothing else because I don't even go on X.
Every time you ask what a handle
She always asks
she's
me.
giving you a whole CV.
Yes, here it is. So you have no excuse. Y'all have no excuse on where to find me.
Everybody should be following
Yes.
you.
Everyone.
Should be well followed.
I'm well followed.
Love that for you.
Period. Poo.
Our special guest tonight, Miss Bowflex Barbie
Ew.
herself.
Hi.
Introduce the Big Talks fam to your handles, your social media, wherever they can follow you.
Sure. So I'll give you 2. Bowflex Barbie on Instagram and Bowflex.Barbie on TikTok.
Oh, really? Where's the dot?
Yeah, I forgot the password for Bowflex Barbie, so I had to make a new one.
Sounds familiar.
Wow.
Don't know what you look at me right now.
The woman was
Oh,
stunned.
dear.
I'm just saying. I'm not
Moseying along
moseying along.
to me. Free Bombshell on IG and what is it, TikTok.
Yeah.
That's it.
Wow. She gave
You
TikTok.
sound like a millennial. What is it? TikTok. Okay, sorry.
She always give a TikTok.
No.
I did it last. I did it last. Leah inspired me. It's just those two.
Glad to be an inspiration.
I am very surprised that she gave y'all more than Instagram.
More than Instagram. Yeah, Instagram and TikTok.
I feel like she would have gave y'all her email before she gave y'all TikTok. You know? But hey,
So Instagram and TikTok, Free Bombshell. But of course, the most important handle is this podcast. Big Talks Podcast on every social media platform. Wherever you see it, click it, subscribe, like, share, tell a friend, join the family.
yeah.
And I want to see all comments. Let us know if y'all think Mandisa went easy on these questions this go around. Let's take a poll. Let's see what the family has to say about
Y'all
it.
don't get rude now.
So before we dive into the discussion, out of curiosity, and it might even be a big story, but I just always wanted to know, how did you come up with the name? It's so catchy, it's so cute, I love it.
Bowflex Barbie. I didn't come up with it. I had a friend in college that nicknamed me it in like 2012. And he just was like, one day we were in passing. He's like, where you headed? I said, headed to the gym. He said, okay, Bowflex Barbie. And I was like, oh, I like that. And he was like, you've never heard that? I said, no, I don't think that's a thing.
Right.
And I just made it like my social media handle at the time, Twitter. I made it my Twitter handle, got it Instagram, made it my Instagram handle, and it just stuck.
And do stuff.
Yeah.
Wow.
So to this day, he's be like, you owe me money?
Right. I just want to say, so
Because
he's
you've been
actually
running with this name.
No,
for a
it's gotta
little
be
too
the follow-up.
long.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got this name for a little too long.
Yeah, he's like, you're doing too much with this, so
Going on stage, performing,
too many days.
winning.
This name,
Well, you doing a lot.
this book. Have you ran into any other accounts like with that name, like internationally?
No, not Bowflex Barbie. I've seen like Buff Barbie, Muscle Barbie, like other similar like fitness accounts with the Barbie on it, but
Muscle Barbie.
Muscle Barbie, Buff Barbie, Fit Barbie, like I've seen all of that, but not. I mean, I think Bowflex is unique to the brand, the
Yeah.
Bowflex brand too,
Right.
which they actually did come for me.
I just was gonna say.
From an ad that I ran on Facebook a couple years ago. But anyway, yeah. They're a legal team, sure. Yeah.
Did reach out. Did you have to spell it a different way for them to leave you? Or?
Yes and no. It was primarily like an issue with Facebook ads that it was the challenge. It wasn't like someone personally reached out. It was like it got flagged because of a
Oh, okay.
copyright
okay,
thing.
okay,
but
okay.
I do have to like make it one word.
Okay.
In
Instead of
some
two.
things, yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's fair. At least you get to keep it.
Yeah.
Some people just have to change a lot of, or even change the name itself. But
Spell
that's
it
good.
different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
So
cool.
you've always been a gym girly. What got you into the gym?
I started the gym when I was 14.
Wow,
I was
I'm a baby.
kind of just tagging along with my dad and my brother. My mom had passed that same year. And my dad was kind of like, my brother nudged my dad. My dad was like, well, you ain't staying home by yourself, so come on. And we got hooked since then. Like, my whole family has been into fitness since that would have been 2008. Yeah.
Wow, that is awesome. How do you, because I think all of us can use this, what is the best tip for those mornings or evenings when you just like, I could skip the gym today?
Like this morning.
The best advice, I'm trying to give you advice that's not corny, that's not cliche. But honestly, you have to take your feelings out of it. Like, you have to learn how to detach your emotions and the way that you feel from building the habit of going and just showing up. Just like anything else, you're not always gonna feel motivated to do other things in your life that you know are good for you and that'll get you closer to your goal. But you have to just learn to turn off this isn't what I feel like doing right now for what you know you want long term. And I think when you're able to show up in those days that you don't feel like going, you build that capacity to keep showing up and to show up even more, or show up even better on the days when you actually do feel like you have like everything to give it. So it's just a matter of building a habit. You don't think about getting up and brushing your teeth and getting ready for your day. You just do it, like, because you know you got to do it. It's the same thing, building that routine, that consistency, so that you don't, no matter how you feeling, how good, how bad, how everything else going on, you still make it a part of your routine. It is rough, yeah. I have those days, I have those weeks, but
Yeah, very rough.
What's some myth busters that like you could like bust them now about the gym? Like, can I do squats and get a big booty tomorrow?
I was gonna ask you, like, what are some things you feel like are, that you feel you've heard that aren't?
Because sometimes I always was told that squats equals big butt. Then I've seen some other stuff and they were like, no, glutes. So like, I don't know. And then I heard that it was a different way to get abs instead of doing sit-ups. Like, you know, I mean, no? Or you gotta do the old-fashioned way?
What's the old-fashioned way?
Like do sit-ups? You have to do it to get out?
So I can go to the first one. Squats are a great lower body exercise. Glutes, they do hit glutes, but they also hit hamstrings, which is the back of your legs, your quads, which is the front of your legs. So they're not a great glute isolating exercise. So just doing squats alone is not going to likely grow or like shape your butt. The king or queen of glute exercises is considered hip thrusts. But you should also have some sort of squat, thrust, and like lunge or step up variation as well. So you want to hit the glutes from different angles, not just squats. But usually hip thrusts, in my opinion, I think are the best. Like isolated glute kickbacks are great too, like cable kickbacks. And then abs, lunges are great. Yeah, depending on there's different variations you could do. If you're sending the hips back more and like leaning the torso forward more, that's more glutes. If you're like more upright, that's more quads. And then abs, people don't like to hear it, but abs really ain't got much to do with the exercise you're doing. It's mostly just getting your body fat low enough to see them, which is nutrition. Like you could do sit-ups every day for 2 years straight and you may never have abs. If your body fat is not low enough for you to actually like see it.
I think I just saw you talking about this. You literally just finished talking about this on your page, about getting abs.
Not that long ago, yeah. Sometime last year, but yeah. Yeah, it's not the exercise itself. Like you need the muscle there, yes, but you training your abs in isolation is gonna get them stronger. Training your core in isolation is gonna get it stronger, not necessarily give you visible abs. Your body fat has to be low enough to actually like see them, and so that means you got to train your whole body. You got to do your lifting. You got to do your cardio. You got to make sure your nutrition is clean, so you're able to drop that body fat.
Food is key. The way you eat is key.
Yeah, it's the biggest.
It's the biggest thing.
It's the biggest, most important part, but it's also for a lot of people the hardest part. Yeah. Yeah, you can commit to that 1 hour-ish in the gym, but it's like, what are you doing for the rest of the day?
Interesting. That was my gym question. I don't know if y'all have any.
Can I get a BBL body in the gym?
What is considered a BBL body?
That part.
Coca-Cola. slim waist, thick thighs, you know. BBL.
I feel like you have a curvy
I just was gonna
figure
say.
already.
You have a curvy body
No,
already.
I know. Thank you.
She's like, I ain't asking for me.
asking for a friend.
Asking for a friend.
You see those posts on social media, and they're like, you know, you don't need to go to the DR to get the surgery. You could just go to the gym.
Everybody know. I think genetics play a big part. Like, if you're genetically not someone that is built with where you store your weight in your hips and you have a naturally small upper body, or we call it like a pear shape, right? Where you have a small upper body that comes in and comes out larger on the bottom, which is essentially what a BBL aims to give you, like that pear shape. If you're someone that is more heavy up top and smaller at the bottom, which is like, I think we call it the apple. So the apple comes down narrower at the bottom. Then
Let's call it apple. Let's call it elephant.
That's
We
not
didn't
nice.
ask you that.
it's a lot less.
It's not nice. It's not nice. But I have a lot of family members that are built like that.
Wow.
You ain't have to attack them like that.
They did nothing.
Oh, they did a lot.
You know what? As you were saying,
So I think genetics play a big part on whether like you can actually build, because it's only so much like you're able to actually build in the gym. And mind you, it depends on how much time you're willing to put in as well. Definitely if you're not genetically in that like pear range, it's gonna be a lot harder for you to naturally like build a BBL looking body with the small waist, curvy. Like I don't have hips, I have hip dips. So there's no way that I could go in the gym genetically. I have hip dips. So there's no way I can go in the gym and build hips. No matter how much side kicks and I could do that for years and years and
You mean
years.
gun casing?
Yeah, well, yeah, hips.
Because
The
when you
side
say hips, side hips. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Because when you said hips, when
Not
you
glutes,
say hips,
glutes in the back.
Yeah.
boom.
Yeah.
People, when you say hips, people think about the back. Well, that's what I was thinking about just now. I forgot. It's called this hips. Well, gun
Yeah,
casing.
like a lot of people want this like side. They want that,
That
when
curve.
they sit on the front, they want that like the hips to come out. But like some people genetically don't have that. So no matter how
Yeah.
much you go to the gym, you can't.
And then when they
Get
put
that.
it there, it is look. It is look like a P when they turn. The letter P. And then
The
when
side?
yeah, the side and the back. It just looks like the letter P because their legs so
We
small.
want the back to look like the letter P.
pissing me off.
But
I mean, the back could look like the letter P, but the side, the side to look like
Yeah,
this.
from
Like
the
looking
front.
at you.
They look
it
like
look like
the
one
P from
little
the front.
chicken, like a chicken leg.
got you.
With the,
Yeah.
it just is, man.
So I could get the BBL body in the gym, but some of y'all can't.
period.
That's and y'all calling me mean?
Yeah.
Jeez,
Leah just
that was diabolical.
stunted on you guys.
Then
I'm just saying I'm just quoting the professionals here.
Pretty much, yeah.
Matt, do you have any pick your brain questions?
how you did your class in the pandemic?
What class you did in the pandemic?
The one online, and I got your stretch bands.
Oh, yes, I have them.
The Barbie band.
The Barbie
Yes, I
bands.
have them too. Oh my god. And
That
the
one.
pandemic, I was doing the Bowflex thing online and I was
Very
stretching.
not in the
I
fitness.
still
Very home eatings now.
That was me for like the first half of the pandemic when I got it together. Yeah.
I was like, okay, it's time to get a job.
In the pandemic, it's time to get a job.
Yes, the Barbie bands.
Yeah, but no, I don't have any questions, any pick your brain questions for exercising. But no, those are very good points.
Right.
All right.
All right. Okay. Well, if that's it.
I'm sure.
She just let my head go to the
Yeah,
side.
like it looked like she wanted to say, Well, we're gonna go top up on some drinks and we're gonna come back with the discussion.
Hi, Bowflex Barbie here, and I'm inviting you to tune in to the Big Talks podcast every Saturday on all social platforms.
We're back.
We are back.
Your shoulder stop working.
Stop working today.
I ain't getting that today.
Oh, wow.
Welcome back.
Symbolized today.
I mean, she's gotten softer, Leah.
She has her resume. She has her
Like,
button down.
I don't know.
She's professional.
Getting a new
Professional.
Mandy, guys. Welcome back, guys, to the main discussion. The reason why you're still here. I hope you got your pens and pencils and papers ready and your drinks.
Highlighters.
Because we're diving into some stuff, we getting into some business, we giving some tips, hopefully. So what we want to talk about today is maintaining intimacy in your relationship. I want to touch on all aspects of it because I know y'all little minds went straight in one direction.
As it should.
But I also
should,
feel
yeah.
like there are different ways to be intimate with your partner. You should
Amen.
explore. I'm gonna make sure this is a healthy, well-rounded conversation, right, Mandy?
But Mandy, I hate you. she
Yes, that's why I chimed her in, but she's disgusted.
Y'all wanted her back.
So the good thing about this is, Leah, we have married ladies with us
Married
today.
ladies, wow. Where my notepad?
Right. You can tell us a thing or two. So, my question is, what do y'all think as married ladies is the biggest challenge when it comes to maintaining intimacy after you then pass the honeymoon stage?
I'll let.
What?
Miss Barbie go
first. No, you go first.
After you've passed the honeymoon
Do
stage.
you consider yourself past the honeymoon stage first?
Well,
question.
this is the 5th year. I think.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I think we're going into year 5 coming November.
Okay.
So I think we've passed the honeymoon stage. So maintaining intimacy. It's something that you definitely have to work at. You cannot think that it's going to be how it was in the beginning all the time. It's something that you have to always work at because you're going to find new levels of your partner. I feel like every month there's a new level that you have not seen. So I think communication is extremely important because in the honeymoon phase, I don't feel like persons are 100% on what they want, especially in relationships or especially intimacy part. You may have some little things that you don't want to say in the beginning because you don't want them to feel no type of way. You don't want them to think that you're weird. There may be something that you may like that may be a little freaky and you don't know if they that freaky too. So when you've already passed a honeymoon stage, whether it's in a conversation, whether it comes up out of an argument, because sometimes that's what happens too. That conversation can come up out of an argument to say, well, you don't do this and da-da-da-da-da, and be like, whoa, I didn't even know you wanted this. And then now that you found out, okay, so that's something new I learned. So now I know this is something new that I got to do. So I feel like maintaining it requires conversation and trying different things, of course, along the lines that is comfortable for everybody. But that communication, and when I say communication, I don't mean just, I'm talking about like deep dive, walk through, even if you got to walk through while you're doing certain things. Like, is that okay? Is this, or, and that's just for the sexual aspect of it. There's different ways to intimacy. So that's my little $2.
That's a big deal.
50 cents.
And 50 cents what I crack on the side.
That's a lot. Okay, G. Baby.
So, is there anything that you want to add to what Mandisa said?
The question was, how do you maintain after the honeymoon phase? I think Mandisa hit the nail on the head. I think communication is a big thing. I think managing expectations and having those conversations around each other's expectations is big. I think, especially if you've been, you talk about the honeymoon phase, like being the marriage, like from the start of the marriage or early in the marriage, right? But like for most of us, we date our partners for a while before marriage, right? So for me and my husband, it was a 3-year span between dating to getting to the point of being married. So now at this point, being almost a decade into a relationship, it's like the things that I wanted in year 1 of meeting him have changed now to almost year 10 and vice versa, right? So I think just like Mandisa said, having those conversations, being honest. I think at least for me, as I got older and deeper into like career, business, just getting older, you're tired.
Yeah. Child.
So the reality of, I guess, like what it takes or what goes into maintaining the intimacy has changed versus being almost 10 years younger to now. So just, like I said, managing expectations, having the conversations, but also still prioritizing and recognizing the importance of having
that intimacy.
all levels of intimacy,
Oh, yeah.
especially if it is something that's very important to your partner, which for most partners, it is a very important thing.
Most men, that's very important.
I know a lot of people automatically move to the thought of just physical intimacy, but Bria, as you said, it's levels to this. Let's dive deeper into that. Like, what else does intimacy entail?
I think creating this space where you feel comfortable to share.
I like that one.
I think for a woman that is very important. For men too, but I think, and Mandisa, you could correct me if I'm wrong, but I think for men, the physical aspect unlocks that emotional aspect for them, and vice versa for us. The emotional aspect unlocks the desire to be physical. So I think you need both, but sometimes we tend to neglect the one that isn't as important to us, even though it is important to the other person.
We go straight, sorry, not to cut you off, we go straight we come out the box with the emotional and not knowing that the emotion is not what opens their box.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, but I think creating the space that, in addition to physical, creating the space where you feel comfortable to share, you feel vulnerable, just like safe. I think for us, for women especially, it's like safety is a big thing. Like I feel safe sharing these things with you. I feel
and not being judged.
I feel the desire to share the small, the big, everything in between with you. I think that's
feeling important. Safe to know that this person has my back. They have my best interest at heart.
Yeah. I'm growing with this person. I'm learning. As I evolve and the relationship evolves, they understand and they are helping that evolution too.
Yeah.
I think something for me, I don't know if most persons would see it as intimacy, but I know for me is having somebody that I could share my goals with, my dreams with, and know that they would be supportive, give me the constructive criticism that I may need. Just somebody who I could kind of confide my plans in. Like, that's a big thing for me. That would make me feel closer to somebody. I don't know if y'all feel the same.
Yeah.
But for me, I know that's definitely a level of intimacy that I would need to have with somebody in order to feel like, okay, this person is definitely my person in a relationship. I think that's something that should be maintained because, like, I saw a TikTok where this guy said him and his wife, they do like check-ins once a month to make sure that their goals are still aligning with each other, like if they have plans for the rest of the month or the future. And I think that's something that's kind of overlooked, that's important, because you could be going in 2 different directions and then wonder why you kind of feel like you're not speaking the same language with your partner. So for me, that's definitely
I think it's important to have check-ins.
Okay, man, do the check-ins.
So yes. So I think it's important to have check-ins to I would say once a month. Some maybe depending on the couple. Have check-ins. I saw something on online. I can't remember. Can't remember if it was Instagram or TikTok, but it was a thing where the couples, they sat back to back, and they were able to speak and say, like, if they're upset or anything, they were able to speak and say what they needed to say with no judgment, or it was almost like we listen and we don't judge. But this is for married people. You know, you say what it is that's hurting you or what you had challenges with, and they pretty much gave a check-in, like, okay, so what's going on now? What's going on new with you? Because, you know, sometimes a lot of stuff when we talk, sometimes it doesn't always come from surface things that we're asking. Most of the times when women ask a lot of questions or want to say certain things, they actually start from a surface, but it goes a little deeper. So let's just say I actually want to tell you a secret, but I'm going to something that's been bothering me or something that I just want you to know, but I got to start off with the surface and then see how much you could take to see if you could really hear what I'm saying to you. That's me, right? So I think it's important for relationships to have check-ins to see how they're doing mentally, to see where, if you guys are going, like you said, if we're headed in the same direction still, you know, because you could be in a situation, you could be in a marriage and you start to drift and you don't even realize that you're drifting.
Yeah.
Until you get to a stop and you realize that your partner isn't there, or you may have a buck up or you may have an argument. You'd be like, well, I've been doing this and I've been doing, like, hold on, let's check in. We ain't checking for a minute. We need to figure out where we going. We need to come back here. So I think that's also a part of intimacy for women. I think some men as well, but I think that's a major part of intimacy too, especially when you have women who are career driven.
Yeah.
You know, that's a major thing, because two people, he's driven with his career, or he may be an entrepreneur. This person may be an entrepreneur, or even in the office, and you know, you guys are going two different directions. So I think check-ins are very important.
Yeah, and
in intimacy.
While you on the topic of drifting away, I'm by no means a relationship expert, but I think that a lot of people in the beginning get so fixated on things being so easy in the beginning, and so like you're on a high, and you know, like you're feeling this person, and by the time as everybody's mask falls off, it's almost as though you don't know what to do. And that's where I saw a TikTok where it was like, that's when the real love and, you know, the real intimacy
really starts.
kicks in.
Yeah.
So it's important to, you know, keep at it and build up that intimacy in those early stages, I feel, so that when your mask really falls off, you have a good foundation to stand on.
Yeah.
In layman's terms, just be honest. Real talk.
Don't lie.
Don't lie. Like, if that ain't what you want, or if that ain't what you like, say it from the on-skirt, because trust me, darling, it ain't gonna change. If you don't say it now, it's going to get worse. When you get more into the relationship, it's not going to get better, and it's not going to change. It's going to get worse. So say it now. So if you don't like that now, say that now. If you like for him to put you on your head, say that nah.
Wow.
If you like for him to come behind and not to the front, say it now.
If you like your assy,
say it now.
Wow.
You understand? You want to get in there and you want to get some cookies. You want
so good.
You want all the
She
crumbs.
was deep in letting the mask fall off. How we get there?
Right.
How we get
You know, that's a different mask.
We was on Bahama Avenue. How we get finlaced and straight?
I mean, you started it. I just continued it.
You took it in a totally different direction.
But I mean, that's a different mask. That's if you want to wear it, depending on the type of mask you want to wear down there. See, that's a mask.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Y'all saw what I did there?
What?
We did.
But yeah, man, like, just be honest. Just be honest. And I think when you get to a comfortable stage, it'll be good. I honestly and truly, I feel like a lot of times it's just be honesty, because when you come, in the beginning and you be like, oh, I like this, so I want to do this. Oh no, I don't mind talking about this. And then when the time go by, he remembers, but she don't like that. And when in actuality you do. So, yeah, I think that's
Yeah, I
important.
like to go to strip clubs.
Yeah.
See you feel all over women.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so cool.
That's in your 20s. You're not gonna like the same thing that you like then that you like now.
Yeah.
Things change, and definitely being in a marriage, boy, that has changed a whole hell of a lot. You just have different and then marriage, and then sometimes you get kids. Your perspective change. Like, come on, can't be still going to the strip club. I can't be still going to the strip clubs. I don't do that anymore.
I mean, you could.
I want to go to bed.
I want to go to bed.
It's
but
past
I
my
am
bedtime.
mad.
It's past my bedtime. I don't want to be shaking my booty anymore.
Out in the strip club.
In the strip club. In the strip club. Only in the strip club. Not in the streets. Only in the strip club. Oh, those were the days. Yeah.
I also think, like, I mean, at any level of a relationship, right, when you decide, or you and your partner decide y'all going to be committed to each other, right, that's a decision. And I think, like Leah said in the beginning, it's like, it just feels easy. It feels fun. It feels like we're just having a great time. And once that fun, good time, honeymoon phase kind of fizzles out, it still has to be two people that are willing to do the work, right? And the work comes with intimacy, it comes with communication, it comes with, we're two people that aren't gonna be the same person that we were last year as this year, a month ago as this month, or, we change. So I think it's two people deciding over and over that we're going to put in the work, whatever that looks like, in all the areas. So in the area of intimacy, in the area of communication, in the area of just deciding, like, we can work through whatever comes up and comes at us, because life can life. So in all those areas, like you said, I think when you talked about, like, you have to feel comfortable. Intimacy for you is sharing your goals and sharing your aspirations, but those may change as well. So being able to have those conversations, like, okay, well, I thought that this is what I wanted, but now I'm realizing as I get into it, that ain't really what I want. This is what I want. And is that person going to now support you in that, or do they judge you for not
sticking with the plan that you had?
Yeah, sticking
That's true.
to what you thought you wanted initially. So I think it's, at least now that I have talked that through with y'all, I think intimacy is also like a decision, right? Like it's not just something that you leave to, oh, this is gonna happen on its own. It's an intentional decision.
Yes.
Right. I'm glad you said that. I was having a talk with a grown-ass man. A friend of mine.
You said that.
I know that boy.
A man in his 30s who still believes that love and intimacy is transactional. So it depends on, it really depends on what you can do for that person, and not so much on just making a choice to go at it every single day. So I'm glad you said that.
It's a decision,
Yeah.
Sir, exchange ain't no robbery.
That's what he's saying.
I know. Those are the words that you wanted to use, but it is robbery. Come on.
It is robbery.
It's a decision. Love is a decision. People like to think, oh, I love you because X, Y, Z, but you love the person because you decide to love them.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
What do you think,
No, I mean,
She's like, no, that ain't true.
No, I don't know if I want to say it's not true, but I mean, I just never thought of it that way.
I think love is a decision, and then being with the person you love is also a decision, because you could decide to not be with someone that you love for whatever reason, right? If they're not reciprocating what you need, or they're not stepping up in the way you need them to step up, you could decide that, okay, I love you, but I don't think we're compatible, or our paths, our values aren't aligned, whatever the reason is. But the decision to be with someone that you love is, at the end of the day, a choice.
That's a choice.
That's true.
And then you have to make a decision on if you're going to open up, if you're not.
And what you're going to tolerate from that person.
Yeah. How much can you tolerate? Boy, that's...
Tell me about it.
Child.
So, since we're on the topic of intimacy, do you guys feel like physical intimacy could cloud your judgment in relationships?
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know how much
No,
gals out here got children because of the gold tip?
Because of what?
The gold tip with diamond encrusted.
Okay, let me be more
me drink for
specific
that.
now.
You know what?
So I'm thinking more along the lines of you're in a committed relationship, whether it's marriage or whatever that may be, and you may have differences or issues that come up, and your problem-solving method is usually sex.
Physical.
Right.
I actually think it's easier for judgment to be clouded pre-marriage with physical intimacy than post.
Okay.
At least I can only speak for me. I think once you've made that, which we look at marriage as that ultimate or like the biggest level of commitment, right? I think when you're not in that stage or you're with someone that is kind of on the fence of like, am I actually in a real committed relationship with you? It's easy to get your judgment clouded, but you feel like they are because y'all are doing the things that physically that align with being in a committed relationship, but that person's actions, the way that they carry themselves when you're not there, or the way that they speak of you or treat you outside of that physical connection doesn't align with someone being in a committed relationship. I think that sometimes becomes like a gray area for a lot of women and men, because they feel like, okay, well, behind closed doors, we are this committed in this way, but when we go our separate ways, like, we
I
ain't
don't really know you like that.
everything on that side. And I
yeah.
think, I mean, you know, people say like physical intimacy creates this tie, right? You become tied to this person in a way. So I think that clouds judgment, just that connection in that
Absolutely.
way. Like you share that's the deepest way of sharing yourself, right? So
I don't necessarily think that physical intimacy also clouds your memory. Some people, I feel, just have this idea of what love and intimacy is. Some people feel as though they're doing enough by, you know, gifts, trips,
Right.
you know, all they'll go in the whole 9 yards. But when it comes to the emotional side of it, they're not giving their partner what it is they need. So it also depends on like where they are emotionally or what their idea of love is. You know?
And I surely think that some people, well, in layman's terms, some people will stay just because the gold tip is there,
Okay.
pretty much. So, yeah.
Gold tap.
The gold tip, the gold encrusted.
The gold
So we're speaking on
encrusted.
females.
Yes,
Okay.
thank God. But even sometimes, even men tend to stay or keep on coming back just because this woman know how to go on ahead.
I think it's also
Backwards.
familiarity.
Yeah,
that's
comfortability.
Convenience.
That is
Convenience.
true.
Ease of access,
Yeah.
the fear of, okay, this may
Easy
be,
access.
this person may not be the best, he or she may not be the best,
Yeah.
but I don't want to be alone.
Yeah. I find that to be more for women rather than men. I think for men, it's more so easy access and convenience. For most men.
So you don't feel like men go for what they find more familiar, like what they're used to, what they feel like what. You know what? Let me not say what they're used to. What they feel like fits what they want for the future, as opposed to what they probably need.
Some. I feel like, okay. In that aspect, I mean, they will go, what you mean, like going after like the same woman all the time?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, you have some guys who will go after the same person, but I'm thinking right now about one person. Like when I say familiarity, when I say they keep on going back to the same person, or the reason why they don't leave is because, you know, they could do certain tricks or whatever, or they are manipulated by this person. That's what I was meaning.
Okay.
But men, yes, I do agree with that. Men always go for what they think and appear sometimes, to fit something, but that don't necessarily mean that is actually good for them. Yeah. So I do agree with that. It doesn't always work out that way. You have some men who are like truly picky on that aspect, and sometimes I think if they were to probably branch out into something different, they may actually find what they're looking for. You always hear stories about, women who always want these 6 foot men and all this stuff, and the minute they get one short man, that's been the love of their life.
That's true.
like bruh, like you could have had a short man, a short king,
All
this time. You out here missing out on love because the standard that
your
you
head in
want,
the clouds.
your head really in the clouds because you standing on a step ladder. You weren't even that tall to get in the clouds, but you think you want a man that in the clouds like that, girl?
Calm down,
Come
Susan.
down, step
Calm
down,
down.
Susan. Keep out an inch
Your
taller
short
than
king.
me, dear short king.
So for you guys that are married, just harping on that, would you say, you don't have to disclose it, but would you say that there were things that you probably had written down or planned out for what you wanted in a husband, but now that you have your husband, you kind of realize I okay without that. I could take him like this.
She needs some time to think. You go first, darling.
I met my husband when I was 21, right?
Mm-hmm.
He is 11 years older than me.
Okay.
He had been married before. He had a daughter. And I always said from I was like late teens, early 20s, I'm not going to be with no man with a child. Like, that is not the life that I envisioned for myself. I met him. We were just friends. I was like, oh, he has a child. We would never be together. I friend zoned him immediately. And like, I just didn't think that was going to be the path that I took because he was divorced. Like, he had a child. Like, I was like, that wasn't the vision. Right. So I say now that, like, after getting to know him and obviously being married to him or even through the process of dating him, I never had any drama, baby mama drama. Never had any issues with his daughter or anything like that. So, like you said, you have these lists or things that you're like, okay, these are my non-negotiables, my deal breakers, but sometimes you have to be willing to see the person for who they are too. Yeah, and I think, and maybe because I was still young, I was, a little more free-spirited. So I think that helped, but like I think I appreciated that I was able to allow him to or was able to allow myself to get to know him for who he was and realize the things that I thought came along with that title or those things that wasn't everybody's reality.
Right.
I guess it's my turn.
It's your turn, Leah.
I'm so excited.
So excited. So I never had a list about my do's and don'ts and what I wanted. Let me not say I didn't have a list. I had a prayer, but my prayer was very vague. I learned afterwards that you need to be a little bit more specific about what you pray for or what you want in a man. So I got my list, right? I got my list. I got my prayer. I didn't know. I guess for me, it didn't matter. I had already had my son because I had my son when I was 23. I didn't meet my husband till I was 33, 34. So by that time, I'd already have my son. So for you didn't want a man with a child or a baby mother. I got that. And it was not that I didn't want it. I couldn't judge somebody, and I had the same thing. I had a son and the father of my son. I don't call him baby daddy because I think that's very negative. So I couldn't judge anybody based on that. So I got that, and I did have the baby mama. love my daughter. We had her. I knew her from since she was about 4. Absolutely love her. She became like one of my daughters.
This is your husband's
My
daughter.
husband's daughters, yeah. So I got something good out of the deal. She even stood in our wedding, right? Now, the other things, I would say this: be specific about what you want. God has a very, very great personality, and God is the sense of humor. I love him. Gotta love him. But at the end of the day, I love who I have, because some of the main things, what I asked for is what I got. Priest, provider, protector. That's the main things. And I hear a lot of people talking about certain discussions that happen online and so forth like that. I don't resonate with a lot of them because I think it's what works. And I also feel that where you are right now, it's not where you're going to be later. So you can have whatever you want in a relationship or in a marriage. You just have to work for it sometimes. Sometimes you may not just get it like right there. You're not going to always get it right there. But that doesn't mean that you can't ever have it. So it's up to you if you want it, because you're not always going to get exactly what you want. You're going to have a model. You're going to have clay. And you have to now mold.
Mold that man.
You have to mold. And you have to mold all the time. You have to rearrange this man's mind from who he was for 30 years and rearrange that to who you need him to be for the next 30 to 50 years. Because we're not talking divorce. No one wants that. And really, honestly and truly, slim pickings out here. When I say slim, I mean almost none, baby. Slim pickings out here.
It's encouraging.
So when these men come in, y'all have to take, if there's 5 things on your list, and you had 50 in there, and there's 5 things there, 5 main things, if they got them, go with them.
I know.
You can fix
I know about that.
Man,
I think it depends
let's
on
say 7.
what those things.
That's what I say. The
I
main
ain't settled for
things.
them.
I think you have to just decide on what your non-negotiables are, right?
Yeah,
Like,
the
what
main
your
things.
absolutely like.
What you cannot turn off.
Can I put up with these
Can I put up
5
with these
things for
and
the rest of my life? And if the answer is maybe, then the answer is no.
So, like I say, if it's 50, because most of the times, a lot of the lists that people have is very supernatural. It's very material. A lot of the lists that women have is very material. So the main things, a lot of single women don't know what it is to be married. They just seeing what everybody else saying or seeing what they want to see, but they don't know. They see the end result of warfare, prayer, rawat. They see the end result of that man. Yeah. They don't see what you have to do to get that man. So that's why I say, if it's 15 things, pick the top 5 things that you cannot part ways with. Non-negotiables.
What you could, or look at the list of what that man is bringing and what is the, these could stay.
And
if he can't make a decision to change these things, I can't stay.
Exactly. Do something like that. But child is it work. You have and guess what? You could say that for a man, but that also goes for the woman.
Yeah.
Because I is a daddy's girl. All my life, he's had to fight. Okay? Through and through. I am a daddy's girl. So imagine trying to switch. I have to now be cultivated into the woman that he needs. So it goes both ways, right? But it's very important. You got to take the things, you have to work at it regardless. Either which way, you got to work. So yes, to answer that question, that list, I didn't get everything on the list, but I got the most important things. I got honesty, trust, loyalty.
Before we close out, right? I just wanted to get in your business for a little bit.
Just a little bit.
I know you said that you didn't make a specific list.
No.
It was more vague.
It was bad.
But from knowing you, I know that you had a list, and your now husband was more so a friend.
Yes.
So you had that list, but you was kind of not even realizing that he was already in your.
Yeah, he was in my circle, and I didn't even know that he was in my circle.
So what was, because clearly you weren't exactly looking at him,
No.
but it was a moment when he was like, hold on, maybe I should look at him.
Yeah.
I need that.
I laughing at the moment they met. What she
Yeah, that right. I'm asking because there are people out there who may have their person right there.
In arm's reach.
Why are you laughing?
I'm laughing
You pissed me off.
because she's getting at.
They may have their person right there, but
You may be with somebody else, and your person may be right there.
you were in that
Because I was in that
That is
situation.
true. I forgot that
I was
part.
with somebody else. I was with someone else.
Me too,
who-
when I met my husband.
Yeah. But see, the difference is
Why?
they were acquaintances. I wouldn't call them friends. I
They
wouldn't
knew
call
each
them
other.
friends. They knew each other. And he used to go by the studio a lot. He was related to one of the persons at the studio
around, yeah.
who the person who I was dating used to be around. So I wouldn't call
They
them
knew of each
friends.
other,
They
yeah.
knew each other, and they niggas. So they hanging out, they just chilling, they in the recording studio, whatever. So it's just, they knew one another. So I was with the friend, and it was only after when me and the friend part ways was when my husband shot his shot. Shooteth his shoteth. And I was a little taken aback, but it only took a few farts to get us really intertwined.
Have you heard the story?
Oh my gosh, it's so funny.
She like, hold on now.
And I do mean a few farts. So for persons who did not hear, and for Miss Bowflex Barbie, one day we was at the studio because we all used to go there and hang out and so forth. And I was literally on the floor in so much pain. I've never experienced cramp like this in my life. And my husband now, he came in. He was a friend then. Don't know if him and his brother. Yeah, him and his brother was there. Hey, Sean. So, and he came in and he saw me on the floor. And he's like, what happened? And I was like, I'm in so much pain. And they was like, oh, they trying to get me tea and all kind of stuff. And he come right there and he say, hold on. He come feel my stomach and he start rubbing. He say, oh, this gas. I didn't know. As an adult woman, I did not know that gas could get that bad to the point where I feel like I was almost in the fetal position on the floor, going into tears. So he telling him it was like a whole doctor sitting there. Get the scalpel, get this, get that. So he tell him, go get me some ginger tea. Don't put no sugar in it. Just give me some ginger tea. And he started rubbing me, and I felt it move. And then I farted.
And if you know Mandy, her farts lethal. Oh my
At
god.
first it didn't think.
Wait, you farted with him, like right there?
Yeah.
Okay, like
Yeah.
rubbing you.
Rubbing me.
Okay.
And he was
Yeah.
he was like
No choice.
he was like, oh. And like he kept on rubbing and more came out. So maybe the fourth or fifth fart, he's like, okay, you running out.
You mean, yeah.
You're doing
it.
too much.
Ma'am.
Because that one
And you was like, we go.
we after that I was like, okay, we go.
Yeah.
Basically, because you can't just be rubbing
Rubbing
farts
farts
out of me
Right.
and we don't
We
have
ain't a
something
thing,
going on,
yeah.
Yeah, we together.
And after that, we sat down and we watched a movie. And I don't know if it was that night or the next night, but he called me and he was like, he wants to take me out on a date. I say, that's those pheromones. It was the Pope.
Okay.
It was the Pope. It was us.
He was mesmerized.
Stuck with him.
That's stuck with I got on his shirt. That ain't never gone nowhere else. It just stick with him. He just keep on smelling my Pope. And I think that's what it really was.
So romantic.
Right.
Very romantic. So, and that's
Very
how, I
gross.
mean, hey, there's no better way to break the ice.
I mean,
Because, you just take months, to pump in front of your boyfriend. I already passed that stage and I was very happy. You know, because that's not something that I like to do. I don't like to hold that in.
I agree. Better out than in.
Better out than in, you know. And nowadays, I could blame it on him.
Oh, dear.
So just to make romanticize it a bit more, it was the turning point for you was his care for you, like the way he came to your rescue, like it made you look at him in a different light. You can say that.
Yeah, okay.
Right? Okay.
If you want to say
If you
that.
want to put it like that, you know. You want to put it like that.
Okay.
I guess we
All
could.
So to our viewers out there, listen to the story that Mandisa gave you. You know.
Just fart.
I mean, if you really want to find your true love, if you really want to find that person for you, let's go eat some cold food
Damn.
and see who's gonna come to your rescue.
She's going to rub the fart out of you.
So this episode's hashtag is fart and find love.
Oh, dear.
Fart and find love.
All right. Y'all dropped some gems tonight. I really liked the conversation.
Yeah.
Got down into it. I appreciate all of the opinions and the feedback and the think pieces and everything. I took some notes. Leah, you okay, you know?
Yeah.
Leah have a highlighter.
Yeah.
She was like this.
Me and Leah on a journey.
A long journey. It's rough in the streets.
So, Miss Bowflex, Barbie, I want to thank you for stopping by.
Thank you for having me.
Such a pleasure to have you.
Thank you for having me. Of course. I just ain't playing that shit.
I just gonna say, she ain't come back for them picking
I
up.
do
You
not
come back a
volunteer
second
as
time,
tribute.
baby. All the gloves off.
I do not volunteer as tribute, no.
So we definitely bringing her back. She definitely told me how to get a bigger bungie, and I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
And I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Of course, you know how to find our handles. You could just rewind, and you can hear what we said. You can listen to the instructions.
So about it.
And be a part of the team. But for the podcast, Big Talks Podcast on every social media platform. Be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe. Leave your comments on this episode. Let us know if Mandy went too easy. Let us know your fart and finding love stories. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.
Bye.
Big talks, yeah.